find out that we are approximately almost exactly halfway through with this mission. So what does that mean? Well, it took me almost a week to make it 9,000 light years out. That's not very impressive considering that I've got a lot of money tied up in this ship, but the impressive fact that this ship is currently only set to jump 30 light years at a time. So we're going to continue the rest of this journey. It's 20,000 light year journey. So it's 20,000 out, 20,000 back. So the way I look at it, we've got 7 days here, halfway, 7 days to make it there. That's going to be 2 weeks. And somehow we're going to have to really push hard to get back. So we're not going to be scanning too many systems. We're just going to go ahead and jump, and try to get it done as quick as possible because according to my calculations, I'm running a little behind on time.
Frameshift drive charging.
Taken a couple of precautions to save on time. I've plotted the entire course. Each jump will have approximately 30 jumps inside of that jump. I'll show you what I'm talking about here shortly. For those of you that watched the stream yesterday, you may know that, but just to recap, let me go ahead and show what I've done. We've got 35 jumps to complete in this one. This is set up for 1,000 light years out, so it takes me approximately 35 jumps to complete that. Now if we go to our galaxy map, I have bookmarked the entire course all the way out. As you can see, this is where we are. And the course, the little line. And the bookmark path is all the way right up the center. I won't be jumping all the way over to these. Some of these I will be deleting out because I have to give big credit to my friend Archer. He has found the web page that you can actually plan your whole entire route using the web page. And I don't have the web page up on the computer right now. I did save it. Computer is turned off. I'm only using the cell phone today, so I apologize for that. I will be able to see your comments if you do pop in and say anything though. But as you can see, we're going to be taking that path. It's pretty much straight down the middle. And to make it a little bit more simplified, I actually named them. These are all the paths. Now if you name it 10, 10 will not pop in sequence, so I went with 9.1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get this jump underway. We're just going to be popping the advanced discovery scanner off and jumping each time.
Charging.
Maybe on the way back if we look like we've made up enough time, because we will be taking pretty much mostly the same course on the way back. So if it looks like we have enough time, we may do a little bit of exploration then. Right now I just want to get the mission done so I can collect my 30. And then we'll focus on everything else from there. Periodically check the system maps just because the curiosity of Waterworlds always grabs the best of my attention. Even this one looks like it's pretty decent. Chuck, thank you. It has taken a long time to get there. But from my calculations, I feel like I'm a little bit behind. I could be wrong. I've really pushed hard this last couple days, so hopefully I hope I am wrong. I'm not going to be scanning too many of these planets. I just want to get there as quickly as possible because I have the route saved. I will be doing exploration upon these same planets that I'm popping the scanner off on right now. So when I come back, if I see that there's something there that I need to scan, we'll be doing it then at that time.
Frameshift drive charging.
It was a lot of bookmarking, but the web page, it is nice. I can't actually remember the name of the web page. If Archer pops on here and he can comment it down the address, that would be great because you can plan your whole route and it saves so much time. And if you've got Elite Dangerous on the PC, you can actually click, copy, and paste. There's no spin back and forth, type it all out all over. I had to type each one of these addresses out. So before I done any traveling at all, I actually typed all of them out, saved them. And I didn't want to put that on video because it was really long and very boring. It took me about 10 minutes to do it all and everything, but when I'm not stressed for time and everything, I can get things done pretty good. So. I'm gonna be jumping like crazy here now.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, on PS4 you will, if you have the aid of a computer, you'll be doing pretty much the same thing that I've done, and it made it simple. And you get to see the galaxy map. I'm going to be going back to that here in just a second, just to show everybody how straight and smooth the path was. That little computer program that is generated and everything, it plots your course for you. I know in my earlier videos everyone's asked me how come I'm not using a neutron star as well. My frameshift drive is looking a little shoddy, I guess you could say. And I don't want to destroy it because I have no way of actually repairing it out here in space. I didn't put the maintenance robots on my ship.
Frameshift drive charging.
So we should be making time up amazingly fast because I'm just jumping. I'm ignoring a lot of this stuff. I have tons and tons and tons of data with me, so I'm not too concerned. I just want to make the jumps, get back, get paid, maybe modify my ships, and maybe make another stupid journey out here again. But I don't know. It just matters how well the payout is, how well everything goes. And if I get another one of those crazy hair wild ideas to do it all again. Ooh, wow. I don't know that I would do it in the Dolphin if 23 is all you're getting because it would take you even longer than what I'm doing. But I would certainly watch your stream if you wanted to stream because it would be a little tougher than what I'm going through in my opinion. Now, if you enjoy watching what I'm doing, you're going to be like, alright man, I can't wait for this because I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. Have you started your journey yet? I guess that's the question I need to ask. I want to say you told me it was 28,000 light years. Once again, I apologize, Arthur, my friend. I seen your comment. You know, you asked me if I could stream a little bit earlier, and yes, that is something I need to be doing. Now, through the week, I will not be streaming no sooner than 5 p.m. my time, 6 p.m. your time. Reason for that is my job. I won't be home before then. Now, granted, that can change. My hours are not set in stone or anything, but I will be online streaming as soon as I can.
Frameshift drive charging.
it outside of the bubble. I'm not picking on you or anything. I'm sure you should be outside of the bubble by now, but how far out are you currently?
Fuel skipping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
We're going to be making
Frameshift drive
real
charging.
fast times today. I can tell I'm just bouncing through these systems right now. Probably missing out on some awesome money and everything else, but I'm no longer concerned. My apologies for everyone that wants to know everything that's out here. I don't. I just want to make it to the finish line, and I want to be done. Like I said, I have scanned. I've got plenty of data. I've got enough to make me happy. Even if they say, hey, you only have 5,000 credits worth, what did you do while you was out there? I'm going to say, I got bored. I want to come home. Wasn't attacked by no aliens or anything. Now, I wished I was streaming the other day. I was in one of these systems,
Disengaged.
and I want to say there was a data canister. I picked it up. It said illegal cargo. I should have kept it, but I'm one of them, not necessarily a perfect do-gooder guy, but I was like, uh-oh, I don't want to be caught with illegal cargo. I tossed it. I should have kept it. But if we come across another one of those, I'll keep the next one. But I think I can sneak it in. What I think it was is I think another commander had got blown up and it was his data. It looked like it was probably an Imperial Clipper, maybe an Imperial Cutter. There was no other ships in the area or anything at the time. And I'm not really afraid of getting into a big battle out here. If I get into a battle, I mean, I've got a ship that can handle its own. And at the same time, if they do manage to blow me up,
Fuel skipping.
I'll just be getting back that much quicker. So, be a little disappointed that I had to play for almost 2 weeks and not have no credits or anything, but really, I don't mind.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
So you made it about 16, so you made it about 12K out. Wow. Pretty impressive.
Frameshift drive charging.
We'll be making some great distance today. I know that.
2, 1.
Told the wife, I said I'm going to stream for a little bit, and then maybe we'll do something other, but I'll try to make it at least 2,000 light years out, maybe 3. If I'm not scanning these things, I may be able to go even further than that. She is working on the house while I'm being lazy here in the room, because during the week I work and she cleans the house. Weekend we do things together. Sometimes. It seems like I do a lot of streaming, but no, I stream on a very small scale. I stream only for my own
Fuel
creators.
scoop disengaged.
Alright, curiosity's getting me, guys. What are we skipping? Let's see. Good reason why I'm just jump. There's nothing out here. I managed to miss a solar system that has entirely nothing but water planets. I will cry.
3, 2,
Well, I appreciate that. Yes, I'm streaming right now. Yeah, you must have that notification bell clicked. If you'll click on that notification bell, it will notify you exactly when I'm streaming. I've noticed a lot of people that do pop in and pop out sometimes, so they must have that clicked.
fuel skipping.
fast too, just to save time.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frame
Now, I
shift
have my
drive
route set up to
charging.
where I should stay near suns that will provide me with fuel, so that's one good plus. And when I get back, I'm going to be turning in this mission probably in Wuganagi. I think that's where I took it from. After that, we are going to try to fly the data to the SOTA system
Fuel skipping.
in hopes to becoming aligned with the Sirius Corporation and unlocking another engineer. While unlocking him, we are also going to try to be getting credit for traveling 5,000 light years outside of the bubble. And after that, we may be doing some mining because I need to mine 325 tons to unlock another engineer. So we're going to be knocking a lot of birds out with a single stone. This one. I hate telling you guys I'm going to do something other and then I change my mind and I do something different. But sometimes these planets, they just say, hey, you know, you need to scan me. So we're just going to fly close enough to get a scan on this and we're jumping on to the next station. Or station, yes, I wish I was jumping to a station. Jumping onto the next solar system. This part of space is really cool. I mean, I don't even know what you call all that stuff, but what I'm talking about right now is if you can look out here, we live here on Earth, and that up there looks like Saturn. See those rings on that? And right up here, you got another really cool looking thing. When you start jumping out far in space, you start seeing even more cooler things. Plus all the sky here, it's really wild looking at. I like it. Hope this says water like or something other. That's just a standard gas giant. Disappointing. But
Frame shift drive charging.
it's mine, and we're out of here. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The monotony for me is actually the scans themselves. Each time I scan, I wished I could be paid right then. Like I could just send an email or something other off to the station and say, here, you know, this is out here. Can you give me some money? It doesn't work that way. You have to make it back to the station alive to get credit for it. So I'm just going to park right here for a minute. Give everybody a little view of what's going on. Alright. We started right here. Pretty much, yeah, HIP 7016 is where we started. And, we traveled all the way from there to Quince, which I have the height set up a little bit different, but anyways, Quince, I'm sorry, totally wrong. Quince is all the way up here, so we jumped out of the bubble from the very start. Then we started traveling up here, got a little bit bored, and I said I wished I could travel a little bit faster. These are neutron stars, so we jumped on a couple neutron stars in and out, traveling all the way up to here. When my good buddy Archer hooked me up with the whatchamacallit. Oh, he hooked me up right about here. Around the Cat's Paw Nebula, he hooked me up with the web page where you can plot your route. So we started jumping from there, obviously right down the center because it looks like they're bookmarked. Yeah. So we went from there to there to there. So then we just started traveling right straight down the center. This is where we're planning to go right here, right now. But if you look straight ahead, you can see all the route. It just goes straight down. Let me set the height up so we can look better. There we go. Now as you see, it's just a straight line all the way to the destination. I'm not quite going all the way out to Sagittarius. I would like to make that journey, but don't think it's going to be happening on this one. I just want to get here, turn around, and come all the way back home as fast as possible. Yes, I'm the same way. I like to scan something other and leave something other available for the next explosion. Yeah, same thing for me. I'm not greedy. I mean, if the planet here was Waterworld, yeah, my greedy statement would be the exact opposite. I'd be like, I'm greedy, man. All these Waterworlds are fine. To me, it says Waterworld, but to me, it's like Water Park. I'm like, oh, man, this is my water park, you know. You guys paid the admission to come into my water park. But no, I don't mind. I wanted the experience of knowing what it's like to jump out this far. Whereas before, I only took 1,000 light years, and it seemed easy. So I thought, you know, exploration's easy. So I take 20,000, and I said, oh God, what did I do? And it's good for me because when I get back, I will know what I'm doing, and I won't have to worry so much for the next time that I decide to do something silly like this. And I know a little bit more about what to bring with me for the next time too. I'm already yawning and I just got up. That's crazy. Need more coffee. It's not blue enough for me. It's a gas giant.
Frameshift drive charging.
Now when my jumps over here get down to 5 or whatever, we know that we went another 1,000 light years. We've got a lot more jumps to go. A lot more.
Fuel scooping.
Yes, that is the plan. I'm gonna see the engineers. I'm gonna save up and buy another ship. This one will be outfitted for lightweight, light combat, some bounty hunting, and extreme distance. I want at least 40 to 45 light years on here, and that is achievable.
Frameshift drive charging.
Currently I have around 1,700 megajoules of protection with the shield, around 1,400 or 1,500 hull, and all the current weapons that are on here are set up to deal both thermal and corrosive damage.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Thermal to drop the shields, corrosive
charging.
I like to run 2 fragment cannons just for when you're up close, because if you have modified fragment cannons and you target a module area and you pop those off, it's nice. You just shoot right through it and the module's gone. I was in a one-on-one with the Verta Lance, targeted his frameshift drive and pretty much eliminated it in just a couple shots. Outnumbered, so I took out his power plant, his frameshift drive, and then I just let him sit there for a little bit while I took out the rest of his group. Combat is where I'm happiest, I suppose. I don't brag, but yeah, I'm decent at combat. Give myself out of an A rating, I'd say I'm a C pilot. I'm average, but I like it. So I'm a C plus, just a little above average.
Frameshift drive charging.
The star systems that say they have like more than 12 or something like that, I'm gonna take a peek to see if there's a water world in there.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Now I'm confused. I don't think this is, but I do think this is. Been wrong before. I appreciate it. You too, my friend. Stay safe, he says. No safer place than out in the middle of nowhere. Some nebulas out there in the distance. See those. So I'm going to travel this 7,000 light seconds and find out if this is a water world or what this is out here. It looked like it would be. Not 100%. Looks like it would be. So if you're taking one of these missions that looks like it pays good, but it takes friggin' forever to do, I hope you're hunting for water worlds. If you're just making jumps like I was just doing, you're taking a risk on missing out on a lot of credits. But as mentioned before, I've kind of already excluded that. I said I'm not really worried anymore. I just want to get this over with. Asleep while it's counting this down, I shouldn't overshoot it, but start throttling down here I like to try to get it to where it counts down from 10 like that right there. We're almost at the right target speed. To stabilize a little bit. We're gonna get this one easily. Of course, I got hoodooed by a gas giant. Alright, no problem. As our pal Chuck said, you know, just something to break the monotony. See, water planets are a much lighter color than that. But it's almost like fishing. You start seeing things after a while whenever you want it so bad. Not a problem.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Just tag a few things. Shouldn't have to get too close to this one. I mean, it looked like it's pretty good size. And again, maybe not. Pretty close. Here we go. Alright.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
15. See, that's where I lose a lot of time at jumping out, trying to do some scans and everything.
3, 2, 1.
So you trade time for money every now and then.
disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Maybe I need to start titling these videos the next 1,000 light years or something. It's crazy.
Fuel scooping. charging. Frameshift drive charging.
9 more. We get to choose a new chapter.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
thumbnail of this video, probably.
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Last jump.
3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
What do you mean what? We're way out. Way, way, way out. We are more than halfway now. Not sure how much further I'm going to be going, but yeah, this is good stuff. A couple of these little landable bodies here too. Said you wanted to see me stream a little bit earlier, so I had to pull that one off for you. You missed a little bit, but it's alright, no problem. You ain't missed much. Today I've just been jumping, not really worrying about with the exploration too much unless I seen some water-based life or something like that. Well, won't be streaming much this afternoon. I've got to do some very important work at my actual job tomorrow, and a little bit nervous about it because it's way above my pay grade, and I'm filling in for someone in addition to doing my own job. I'm trying to get all the streaming out of the way so I can. Gotta go in really early in the morning too, so I may be back a little bit early to do some streaming tomorrow. The cool looking planet right over there. See what is available for collection down here on this one. What do you have? Oh, Ruthium is actually in abundance on this planet. That's pretty good. Targeted another one here. Ruthium was almost 1%, so let's see if we can increase our odds to having some more. For a landable ring moon, I believe, but we may have one. Don't think so. Yeah, you're looking for one of these that has a blue ring around it. Is what I'm thinking you're looking for. I could be wrong. Let's see. Antimony's good stuff. Mercury's low tungsten. I'm gonna go down this list here because there are some certain materials that I am trying to find. Molly B. Denim. It's rare, I believe. see like 5% Ruthium, then I will land. I don't know anybody that wouldn't. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. This is a good little planet right here. Probably fixing to jump out of here though. That's awesome. I'm glad you like it. No, you haven't missed anything today. That usually happens. Stuff like that, it's rare with me. I don't disclose stuff all the time like that, especially not early morning. Reason being, I'm awake. I know what I'm doing right now. As the afternoon goes by and I start to get tired and I'm trying to load up on my caffeine just to keep me awake and everything, but it's not working. Caffeine kind of does like a reverse side effect on me where it's more like truth serum. I start telling anything and everything. So like if ever I've done something other that I shouldn't have done and I've got a lot of caffeine in me, you'll know if I've done something other because I can't hide anything. Now I'm that way all during the day also, but usually I like to tell those kind of things as I'm tired. I have no idea why it's that way. It's been me how I am. Alright, I think that was the last jump that we... Yeah, that was the last jump. So, let's see here. I plotted the entire course of this journey out. Like as you see, 4 right here. Okay, yeah, 4 is where we are. We need to go 5. 9.5 right there is our final destination. So we don't have a 37 jumps. Alright. Yeah, that's what went on off camera, was me setting up the entire route. That way I didn't have to bore everyone with me setting it up. Now if I had a way to film me spinning around here to the computer, plotting the route, I would have filmed that just to show everybody how that I've been determining where I need to go to. I guess you can do it through a cell phone, but I've got an iPhone 6S Plus. It's bigger than normal, but everything's still tiny on the screen. I've got bad eyes, I guess you could say. They test better than perfect, but the screen pictures are too small. I like a big picture. Maybe I'm just spoilt for having a big TV to use.
Fuel skipping.
We'll get most of our fuel back trying to get lined up here.
Fuel skipping disengaged.
Curiosity, what's here? Well, that is a cool looking planet. I like that one. So cool that I want that one to have my name on it. I'm sure it's probably a gas giant like all of them, but it looked cool enough that I'm gonna say, hey, I want that. I want credit for seeing this thing. It's got ammonia on it, so if I land there, I will certainly never sleep. Until I breathe it in. Yeah. Don't mention sleep while broadcasting, you will fall asleep. Okay.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yes, my friend, she's having surgery, and I'm going to be doing her job. She is over purchasing, and my job is more of an inventory where I keep tally of the values of the inventory, but our screens that we both work with are similar and the same in a way. So I had to learn a little bit more. We had a lady to retire from work, and when she retired, no one could do her job, and that was the first job that they pinned onto mine extra. So I've got probably 3 people's job that I do on a daily basis. Now, I don't do every single aspect of their job, just the parts that couldn't be picked up by other people is the parts. So they split it up amongst everybody in the plant. Yeah. Pleased to say I work in a very good place. I like it there a lot.
Frameshift drive charging.
Job better is if I could take my PlayStation there and do my job, but then I wouldn't get nothing done and I'm losing my job.
Fuel skipping.
You know, when I was much younger, I had a friend that he was a security guard, and since he just had to stay in this little building, he actually took his game system with him every night to work. So that's a pretty cool story. There's the blues, but not the blues.
Frameshift drive charging.
Say thanks, man. You had a good point. I spent a lot of time out there yesterday, and I even knew that I was starting late whenever I came on, but I didn't know if people wanted to see a live stream or if they would rather just catch up later and just see the video then. The cool part about live stream is you get to be interactive with it. So if you're late, then you don't get much interaction.
Fuel skip disengaged.
As far as exposing more things about myself, I am a pretty crazy type person. Crazy in the way that I do things that most people wouldn't do, like for example hot sauce. Like I love to just take a teaspoon of the stuff straight. I mean, and I'm not talking your regular Tapatio Tabasco or just even your basic habanero hot sauce. I'm talking about some stuff that just will set most people ablaze. But I will tell you this, if you start lightly and you'll add a little bit hotter and a little bit hotter each time, you will develop a tolerance for it, and that's what's allowed me to be able to do some of what I do with sauce. my friend that eats the peppers, that's something other I could never do. He can just snatch a Carolina Reaper up and just munch it down, and it doesn't even look like he ever breaks a sweat. It's crazy.
Frameshift drive charging.
And it's another habit I've got. I always talk about the things that are going on in my life. I've noticed a lot of my friends, they're super antisocial. They won't talk about anything. You have no clue what's going on in their life. I guess they like it that way, but me, I like exposing things, you know, because if someone's ever going to talk about you, wouldn't you like for them to say the things that they had perceived that they thought that you liked? Like if my good close friends was to pass away, you know, I would say, oh, well, he was always a quiet person, kept to himself, I have no idea what he liked. But if he came in and he started telling me, you know, the things that he likes to do, his hobbies and stuff like that, then I would say, you know, oh, this person was a great person. They like to go golf and they like to go fish and spend time with their families, things like that. It's one reason why I'm always very open. Sometimes I'm a little too open, and it can get me in trouble, I suppose, for telling too much, but
Frameshift drive charging.
really I don't see no problem with it. I think if people were more open and honest with themselves about who they are instead of trying to be someone that they're not, they'll have more friends.
4, 3, 2,
That is a good question. As far as my friend goes, I think he can handle any hot sauce on the planet. I haven't seen anything that he can't handle as far as sauce goes. He did a challenge that he wasn't successful on it, but the challenge itself was insane. It was a whole case. I'm not talking about a bottle. I'm talking about a case of bottles. And the name of the bottle was Fear This or something there like that. He tried to drink every single bottle in the case, and he wasn't able to complete that challenge, but
fuel scoop disengaged.
99% of all average people wouldn't even be able to drink the first bottle of that, which I think is insane. As far as the world record in peppers goes, no, he's prepping for that, but the downfall that I see, the world record is 22 Carolina Reapers in 1 minute. And in order to eat that many Carolina Reapers in 1 minute, 22 of them, do the math. 20 in a minute would be one pepper every 3 seconds. These peppers are very large. There is no way that the person that did that challenge was completely chewing the pepper. He had to have been swallowing a whole pepper. To me, that is not fair, is for the reason the heat from that pepper is not going to show up until your stomach breaks it down. And so yeah, I call a bogus record on it. It needs to be chewed up, revealed that it's been chewed up. They have some way of stopping the timer. The guy can open his mouth and say, okay, it's chewed up. He swallows it, they resume the timer. Do it that way. Don't just take them like pills and then say, okay, yeah, I swallowed 22 of them. I'm on fire, and this guy's panicking because he's like burning up and everything. There is a YouTube video of the guy doing it. Just type Carolina Reaper World Record or Guinness World Record, and you'll get to see him. It's a Hispanic guy, and he's munching them down and everything. But then, after you've watched that video, watch Johnny Scoville. His YouTube channel's called Chase the Heat. Watch him wolf down a couple peppers. And he's not going for speed, he's going for enjoyment. And he doesn't sweat, he never reaches for a drink. In fact, if he ever does reach for a drink, it's water. Water and capsaicin, water does not dilute the heat. Milk helps the heat, but I still don't even think milk really knocks all of it out. Ice cream doesn't even really help. I've been in such pain in eating ice cream that whenever the pain started coming back, it came back even worse than what it was originally.
Frameshift drive charging.
So, to answer your question, I don't know if he has any records or not. Is he deserving of it? Certainly. I think there should be Guinness Book of World Records for consuming the world's hottest hot sauce, consuming the world's hottest pepper extract? If so, I'm already done that, even though he doesn't have a title for that. The world's hottest pepper, currently recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records, is the Carolina Reaper. It comes in around 2.2 to 2.3 million Scoville heat units, and he's consumed pepper extract that is 13 million Scoville heat units, and still, once again, never even had to reach for anything to drink, so that's insane.
Frameshift drive charging.
Off the Discovery scanner.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Okay. Yeah, most of the trip now is just going to be straight up jumps. I just really want to get to the destination and back. Yeah, 16 billion Scoville heat units. That would probably be some sort of a chemical. I don't know of any pepper or pepper extract that could go that high. Oh yeah, there's a chemical, yeah. Yeah, it's a toxic chemical. We already know, well, I know about that chemical. But I'm just talking straight up pure pepper extract, no chemicals or anything. Something that's that hot probably could prove fatal. They have started growing a genetically modified pepper, and the rumors are that it's grown with a small trace amount of probably the chemical that you're talking about. I did know the name of it, I can't pronounce it. But yes, there's another YouTuber goes by the name Ted Barris. He calls himself the fire-breathing idiot. He talks about it. The claim was Pepper X contains some of that ingredient in it, but on the record he says it's BS because he said it wouldn't be stable, it wouldn't be a real pepper. In order to maintain the world record, it has to be something other that you or I could get our hands on and plant a seed in the ground and grow the same, which, in other words, it would be stable.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Looks like I'm in need of fuel, so we're fixing to go to the next one. Yeah, 2.4 million Scoville units, yeah. But it's still the current world record holder. If you'll type in pure evil pepper extract, you'll see one of the hottest ones there was. I think it was a 13 million Scoville heat unit. Over jump much of a peak. There wasn't much here. How many jumps we got? 25 jumps to knocking out 2,000 light years for this video. Should I go for 3 or should I chill after 2? That's the question. I don't know how much further I need to try to go. And my fuel scoop will suck up 752, but I'll get a little warm. Go for 3. Ugh. Well, if you want to see 3, I'll go for 3. If you want to see 3, I'll go for 3.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Won't promise you that I'll complete the entire 3, but I'll do what I can. May not really be what I can, but I'm just going to keep it on the time. Currently I'm at 2:37. I'm going to try to end this broadcast right around 3. So we may not quite make the full 3, but we will go for distance. Kind of game room stylish type of stuff to put inside this room. This room was a really tiny room. It's pretty much the size of a jail cell. It's like 8 by 10, and it's got a lot of stuff in it right now. I've got my computer, the PlayStation, the grow tent, the shelf that's about to fall apart, a light, a few dragons, had 2 posters in here. One of them fell apart. Gonna get some stuff to refix that with. And I'm sitting underneath a dark blue light. I have a light that looks like fire and a few other things in here, but it's kind of like my little 8 by 10 man cave, jail cell, whatever you want to call it. I need to pick up some of that foam stuff that goes on the wall that deadens the sound. That way I can kill all the echoes, because I got a phone call the other day, and the guy actually apologized to me. He says, "Oh, I'm sorry." He said, "I didn't know you was in the bathroom," so indirectly sort of insulted me, let me know that my bedroom here's, it's not a bedroom, my little game room sounds like a toilet, so that's pretty shitty. Pretty ironic, shitty, good comparison. But we will do as I always say, we'll do what we can. I'm not rich by no means. I make decent money. Don't have much to show for it because I blow it all the time. But even working on that too, I'm trying to work on putting money back and not spending so much. That way I have a little something other, you know. Problem is, I have so many wants and so many things I want to share with people. And the biggest problem is, even though I open myself up verbally, personally, if you was to know me, I don't really open up that much personally one-on-one. I don't share the things. However, the kid in me is like, you know, hey, check this out, man, look what I got. I want to play with this. You want to play with me? That's the kid in me. But the adult in me is just like, you know, I don't want to get old. I want to be a kid. Not really concerned about having people hanging out with me and everything. This is my way of hanging out. You enjoy hanging out with me, I appreciate you watching my videos. I mean, that's hanging out with me. When they're live like this is hanging out with me. We can talk about anything you want to talk about. You want to talk about past life? That's fine. Now, I don't mean past life like a life that I had before. Wow, really got way off subject on that one, but and it's a whole new topic on its own. You know, you want to talk in life after death or something like that. That's kind of where that went. But I'll talk about anything. I don't mind. Anything to help bypass the time while I'm out here in space in the middle of nowhere. Don't know where I'm going. Actually, I know where I'm going. Just never been here. This is like the super GPS, you know. I've only ever been outside of the U.S. maybe 3 times total. Been to Mexico, been to Canada. When I was in the military, I went outside. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention that one or not, so I'm not gonna bring that one up. But it was far away. I'm sure I could mention it. I mean, but then again, it'd be weird to have somebody show up at my door. Hey, you wasn't supposed to talk about that. I don't know. It's crazy like that. I didn't stay in military long enough to even account for anything. I had a medical injury, got to come home soon, and it wasn't war inflicted or anything like that. It's actually I've got some back issues, and they just prevented me from being able to do anything further. Since then, I started taking a steroid that's called prednisone, I think is the name of it. And it put a coating over top of the bone, and the bone managed to heal back. And every now and then I have some extreme pain in my back, but for the most part, I feel like I'm healed. I just need to be stretching.
Frameshift drive charging.
Certainly packed on the weight. When I left high school to go into the military, the Marine Corps, I weighed 119. That is nothing. Got out of boot camp, came back home, weighed 165 pounds. I looked like a little bulldog. I had all the muscles and everything, and I started eating unhealthy again, lost all the weight, went down to about 125, balanced out at 132, and after that, I met the little lady I'm with right now, and she made sure I started eating healthy, sometimes a little too healthy. And I'm currently sitting about 215, 220, somewhere in there. So I'm not huge, but I'm not super small by no means.
Frameshift drive charging.
And just as you mentioned, you said you like to hear the stories. I find that really odd. Not odd from you, but I find it really odd that when I made that video and I exposed all them things, that video has more views than any of my other videos. So I thought that was pretty cool. Maybe I need to do that all the time, but how much can I tell before I've told it all, you know? I've got several more stories in me. I mean, just even remember my childhood. I'm sitting here remembering several stories right now. I even almost killed one of my best friends growing up. I mean, and it wasn't kill out of anger. It was kill out of a mistake. And I might disclose that story sometime in one of the near future episodes.
Frameshift drive charging.
else I'm gonna do a video interruption or not, but I'm gonna try to change some settings here right quick and see if it makes a difference. I'm gonna bump this over to performance settings just for the moment.
Frameshift drive charging.
Unknown permits. No, I have not. Now, I don't know if you're talking about being aligned with a faction, a permit that gets granted to you. What you mean by that? But no, I haven't heard of unknown permits. Or perhaps you're talking about how that when we try to set a path using the galaxy map, that we can't go to certain areas, and they are permits that allow you to go to those areas.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping.
I appreciate that you think the game looks good. The exploration part of it, for me, I enjoy combat more than anything. I'm just kind of one of the first-person shooter type players and everything, but I've always had a deep love for spaceship games. But yes, this game certainly has some very good visuals.
Frameshift drive charging.
When you land on the planets, it's got really good detail on the planets as well.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
And also, being as that you look to be a new person to the channel or the first time you've commented, I'm going to go ahead and have to give you a shout out there. It's Limelight Lenny. He said the game looks good. And I'm stopped for a moment here. So Arthur says, so there are regions the frameshift drive doesn't go. It requires an unknown permit, but no one has it. That's kind of weird. I don't know. Yeah, I would have no idea if I'm close to one or not. Not without going to it and seeing that there's a star there and it tells me that I can't make the jump, but I've already got the entire route planned, and I apologize, I'm not going to veer away from that just for the simple reason that I got a long ways to go. Yeah, there's a bunch here to get to. So let's just go ahead and stab another planet and keep on jumping. Oh, that looks like a UFO. Does it not look like a UFO? That is cool. It's all a little... That's cool. I had no problem at all. Destiny 2, I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be cool. But after you play it for a little while, it's going to be the exact same thing as the first one. I mean, they're just going to give you a couple more features and everything. Me, for myself, if you got the money, I say save up, get them both. This game has its ups and its downs. This is just one aspect of the game that you're looking at right here. This is space exploration. This game allows bounty hunting. It allows piracy to where you can rob other players. It allows mining to where you can go out and collect gems. It has engineers to where you can modify your ship and go further light years away. This game has no end to it other than achieving the rank of elite through every single thing. And what I mean by that, if you wrong side. If you jump into status right here, my combat rank is only at novice, but I'm about to jump up to the next one. Trade ranks at broker. I had to go through quite a bit to get up to that. Explorer ranks at Pathfinder, which I expect that to go way up whenever I get back toward civilization. And aside from that, if you look over here where it says superpowers, you have ranks within the Federation. I'm a cadet within the Federation. You start off as nothing, so that's pretty much the very first rank. And the Empire, which is viewed as the bad guys, I'm very high ranked with the Empire. I'm ranked at an Earl, and I think I have Duke next. I can't remember. You have the Alliance of the you have Alliance, and there is more factions than just those three. There's actually like an independent faction. They don't seem to have any ships or anything, and I'm not sure if the Alliance has a ship or not. I don't think they do. I would like to see each superpower have its own specific ship, such as the Federation has the Federal Corvette, the Empire has the Cutter, the Alliance has whatever you can afford, I guess. They don't have any specific ships. And then you got cargo that you pick up, like these little materials. You land out on planets and you pick up these materials. As you can see, I've got a few. And what you'll do with these materials is there is a thing in the game. Let me go back over to status, where you can go to engineers here, and this screen here won't tell you what materials, but when you visit the materials, or when you visit the engineers will have a list of what you can do with those materials. And also, if you don't go to the engineers, you can go right here to the synthesis and frameshift drive injection. This increases your distance on your jumps. And I just have the basic here. Now, this one says if I pick up 2 units of cadmium, I can jump 50% greater distance. Not really going to be picking that up. Now those two are very rare elements. I can't even pronounce one of them there, but the polonium on the bottom there. We were just in a system that had a good concentration of polonium, but we didn't land and pick any up. I regret that. And obium, I did not know that I even had 6. That's pretty good. So anyhow, back to the jump.
Cannot comply. Frameshift drive charging.
I will tell you this, when you get this game, if you haven't played it before, you will feel very lost at first.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Monthly subscription. Can you be a little bit more specific about the monthly subscription? As far as I know, you don't do anything other than play. I mean, you may need... I don't even think you have to have PlayStation Plus or anything. I have PlayStation Plus, but I don't even think you have to have that for this. Almost 100% certain on that. It's not a pay-as-you-go. I mean, once you got the game, you just play the game. It's pretty much that simple. They have this for the Xbox, they have it for PlayStation 4, they have it for PC. I have it currently on PC and PlayStation 4. You're looking at the PlayStation 4 version right now. Oh, how you look like a water world, but you're not. That is the meta world. Now the disappointing part here for my current viewers and everything is probably that I'm not exploring everything. I'm just trying to make it all the way out toward Sagittarius A. Reason being, I have scanned the bejesus out of a lot of items and everything, and I won't be getting paid for this until I turn around and head all the way back, and it's probably 2 weeks away. I will be trying to get this done as quick as I can. Oh, Eve Valkyrie? Is that what you're talking to, or just the Eve Online? Eve Valkyrie is the PSV VR version, but I would imagine you're probably talking about just Eve Online. I've never played Eve Online. I've heard it's a huge game. This game is every bit equal to that as far as size goes. This one's probably actually bigger. If you do get this and you're worried that you can't navigate your way around, you don't know what you're doing or whatever, I'm here for you, man. My gamer tag is PsychoStick 1979. It should be on the YouTube video itself somewhere. I'll give you a little hand with that. I will put it on exactly as it's spelled. That's my gamer tag for PS4, and if you run into any issues or whatever, I'd be happy to give you a hand with that. Once you've played this for a couple weeks and got taking off, which that sounds funny, taking off and landing down pretty well, the rest of the game kind of falls in place. Believe it or not, taking off and landing is one of the most difficult things of this game. If you have a T-Flight HOTAS and you start with one of those, taking off and landing is not too bad. But if you're used to using the gamepad that comes with the PS4, I'd recommend sticking with it. The HOTAS, it's not a bad thing or anything. It's just that, in my opinion, they don't make very many flight games for the PS4, and it's not worth having. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to say, "Are you crazy?" Well, I've got one, and it's sitting behind me. I don't use it. I hate to say that I've got it just to have it. Mine actually messed up on me, and I still haven't decided whether I'm going to get another one or not. Plus, you can customize the look of your ships in this game. Now, in order to customize the look of your ship beyond what's naturally available to you, it will require real money. I don't dump lots of money in this game. I've spent maybe 25 additional dollars just so I can have a little bit of diversity, a little bit different from everyone else. But I do have a color scheme on my ship. You're allowed to name your ship, as you can see up in the top right hand corner. I call mine the Predator. As far as looks of my ship, you can actually go out into third person, and let me turn that on. Alright, yeah, so this is what the ship looks like right here. So we can go down underneath it, look up at it, up above it. I'm not the best cameraman in the world. Apologize for that. But you can see every little part works. See the little turbines up on top there? They're all moving around. All of that while I'm flying in Super Cruise. It is a very, very big ship, the Anaconda. It's also a very expensive ship.
Frameshift drive charging.
Well, just as you have supply drops, this game has supply missions where you will pick up cargo to deliver from point A to point B. Sometimes it's a very short run, sometimes it's as much as 15-20 jumps. Sometimes they want you to jump all the way across to the other side of the galaxy. You will have to learn the limitations of your ship, learn if you have the right ship for the job. Basically, you just want to take missions that you can do. If you're looking for fast credits, fast leveling, ranking, all that, I would suggest looking into the forums. I can give you answers on a lot of it, but some of the ways that I know of will be getting nerfed because they're exploits. I'm guilty of using the exploit to help me get this ship, but at the same time, I earned a lot of my credits also. So currently I'm sitting on 63 million, which sounds like a lot, but it's not even enough to purchase one of these ships that I'm flying right now. The Imperial Cutter, if you have it fully decked out, fixed up the way that it needs to be, you will spend around 2 billion credits. Not million, but billion. And that, if you have 2 billion credits, you've been playing for a while, or you've been using an exploit, or maybe even both.
Fuel scooping.
I have to get me a little bit of gas right here for a moment. Now, everything that I'm currently doing, you won't be able to do right off the start. You will start in a little tiny ship called a Sidewinder, and they give you 1,000 credits to start the game with, and you will not really be able to buy anything right off the start. And so what you want to do right off the start is start asking yourself, what kind of pilot do I want to be? Well, you want to be an explorer. Okay, if you want to do exploring, you already noticed that you ran into a dead end. You're in a ship that can't jump but maybe 7 to 9 light years away. So exploration's out of the question. So you say, okay, I want to be a miner. Okay, once again, you're in a ship that only has slots for 2 guns, so you have no way of defending yourself unless you put 1 mining laser, 1 gun. But then you run into the next problem. You don't have a refinery, you had to purchase one, you don't have enough slots to fully equip the little Sidewinder out to mine properly. So mining, out of the question. So what do? You take these missions called data courier missions, or just deliver cargo for like only 2 pieces of cargo until you have enough credits to buy a ship that is a little bit bigger, and it won't take very long. That's how the majority of new players come into the game. They think those are their limitations. It's not necessarily true. What you can do, if you're lucky enough, you can target it's like a mining space that you go to. It's referred to as a res site, and you will fly into the res site looking for wanted criminals. Make sure that you let your ship scan them to find out that they are wanted, because if you fire on them before your ship completes the scan, now you are considered as a criminal and you will get shot down. But if you fire upon these wanted criminals, just only a couple shots, and make sure you have over here on this target panel on the side functions, report crimes against me. That may start the game like this, but make sure you turn that on. And that way, if someone shoots at you, then they are a criminal. But this person was already wanted, they're a criminal, and now the police that are in that area are going to see that you are engaged in battle with those people, and they're going to help you. So you just stay within zone, and you have to do all of this in solo play too. If you do it on online play, you have to pretty much be the one that takes down the bad guy, or another player could do it and they will get the credits. But what happens is you've initiated the first shot, you've initiated combat with this ship, but you want to get into a fight that the bad guy is already in a fight with. So you just get your shot in, the police come, they blow him up, well, you get the credit for the bounty. You can call that an exploit if you want. I don't really think so, because I call that kind of like a citizen's arrest. You're helping the police take down a criminal. Granted, you shot him with a BB gun versus their big cannon or whatever, but you're going to get paid for it. And if you stick in one of the res site zones long enough, you can make, I would push it as far as saying you can make about 1 million credits in an hour. And for 1 million credits, whenever you come back to the place, you can upgrade from your little Sorry ship to like an Eagle or something there like that, an Eagle or a Cobra, and you just learn how to basically learn how to play the game. I mean, there is no perfect blueprint out there or anything. Just play to have fun. That's all I can really recommend to you. Alright, I have sort of overstayed my welcome here. I'm going to have to be tuning out here in a little bit. I'm going to keep this stream going probably for another 7 minutes. I told Arthur I'd be streaming till 3. It's actually 3:08, so we're going to go a little bit more.
Fuel skipping. Fuel skip disengaged.
Yes, they have both solo play and open play. I'm currently in open play. If I get nervous, I'll switch over to solo play just because I don't want to get blown down. But it's pretty empty out here right now. The reason it's so empty and you're not seeing other ships is because I'm so far away. I don't even think you've got to see a peek of that yet. Let me, when I make this next jump here, or actually I can do it now. Inside the galaxy map, there's a zone referred to as the bubble. The bubble is where all civilization is, and Arthur here, he likes to refer to Sol all the time, so we're going to refer to Sol. Sol is the system where we live in real life. It's where Earth is, and it's also inside the bubble. So this is where civilization is. As you can see, it's controlled by Zachary Hudson of the Federation. So he's got all this little zone down here, and each one of those is stars that you can visit in the game, by the way. Now, if you look, I'm way up here. It takes a very long time to go from there to there. It doesn't look like that big of a distance, mainly because I'm zoomed out. But to put it in correct perspective, zoom all the way in. Now, see how slow that is? That we would be very bored by the time that I got to where I currently am. As I zoom out, see it speeds up a little bit. And those are stars that I've had to jump through various systems to get to where I'm going. And you see how much faster it's moving, but we're still not zoomed out all the way. So we zoom out a little bit more, go a little faster. And right there, we'll flip beside that. That's about where we are right now.
Frameshift drive charging.
This is one of those games that you'll find yourself playing even if you're bored, and you'll say, why am I playing this, because there's nothing really going on, but you can't stop playing. You will get addicted in one way or another. Big is not the word for it, my friend. This game is huge. 400 billion stars, and you can visit every single one of them. And to quote Arthur, he says 400 billion is probably cutting it really, really, really short. Which I agree with that. And what I should be doing, or what I'm supposed to be doing, is actually exploring every single one of these little planets, which I haven't been doing. That looks bluish. This one really looks bluish. Well, it's the lighting. That is not a bluish planet. It looks bluish, but I promise you that is ice. Looks like a water world, but it is not a water world.
Frameshift drive charging.
And if it is, we'll get it on the way back. No biggie. This game is very huge. There's a lot of filters that has to be applied to navigation. As mentioned earlier in the video, I'm doing what I'm doing just to unlock certain engineers that can further modify my ship for longer navigation trips. My ship's currently set to be able to jump 30 to 32 light years away, and this ship can be equipped to hit near 60. I won't say quite 60, but I know you can hit near 60. I swear that does look blue. That looks blue as shit to me. My apologies. I think that may have been a water world. No, wait, I'm still messing up because you cannot land. Okay. Keep in mind, you cannot land on a water world. So when it looks blue and you're getting excited like I just did, and you think that you're going to go out there and scan it and make some money, think again. You can't land on a water world. This is not a boat that we're in, even though it looks like one. Alright, my friends, it is now 3:15 my time. I'm going to get a little bit of sun fuel here, and I'm going to target this area here really well. There's no objects, so it looks like the stream's going to go on a little bit longer until I can find somewhere to set this big puppy down. I can shut it down in the middle of space, but I prefer not to do that. I always like to land on a planet at the end of my video. So if you're curious as to what it looks like to land on a planet, that's coming up here in just a moment, because I will be doing that before I end this stream. So if you would, just hang out with me here just a little longer, and we're going to land. Shouldn't take but just a moment. All I have to do is find a landfall planet, and I'll explain what those look like as soon as we get to the next galaxy system. Alright, first thing you want to do is pop your discovery scanner.
Fuel scooping.
Wow, this game is completely mocking me right now. There's nothing but the sun here, so we're going to have to make another jump.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I will hit a system that has planets, though. I mean, it's not uncommon that you jump in and it's only a sun, but it's more common that you jump in and there's planets.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, immediately I can tell that there's more things here.
Fuel scooping.
13. So we will throttle down close to the sun so we can gather some gas. Alright. Landfall planets are all the way out here at the end, so we're going to target this one first. We can't land on this, but anything that has this little half blue crescent around it, we can land on those. Like this one's probably an ice body right here. The ice planets do look really cool. We're going to land on this one right here though.
Fuel scooping complete.
And we got a full tank of gas. Things are looking good there. 2,000 light seconds away. That is a very boresome trip, so I'm just going to spin around here and see what's going on. The game does never stop. To the best of my knowledge, though, I could shut the game down with my ship out here in space. Someone could come blow me up. I don't know if that actually would affect me or not. I don't know. If somebody knows that, that would be good. I just always take the precautions of landing just to prevent that. Yeah, this game does work in real time. One good example of that I can show you. This mission right here, see, I have a mission. The timer on that mission is 3 weeks and 2 days, 59 minutes right there. And it was 3 weeks and 6 days and so many hours or whatever. Pretty much 4 weeks. Looks like it pays fat, right? 31 million credits, that's a lot of credits. But what you have to take into consideration is how long it took me to complete this. See, my passengers, they're still happy. Which I would be thrilled if I was them, because I feel like shooting them for making me travel so far. Now, if you got a pen and paper handy, here's the thing to look at. Let me jump over here. Sitting on a balance of 63 million credits, right? Okay. So take 63 million, add 31 million to that. Let me jump out for just a second. So add 31 million to the 63 million, that gives you, what, 94 million? Okay. Plus whatever for the space exploration that I've made on this trip. So that's the numbers that we want to look at. Last time I done this, it was only 1,000 light years away. This one's 20,000. Oh, you can do a mission in uh, as short as 5 minutes. Yeah, I will say that. You can have a cargo mission that is actually inside the same system that you're in, where you don't even have to make a jump. You will jump into hyperspace, but you're still in the same system, and you're just landing on another planet that is in that system, and turning it in on another space station. If you would, I mean, I'm not demanding that you do so, but if you would, just to hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell right there, and there will be a video where I do exactly that coming up. It won't be, it probably won't be this week. It may be about 2 weeks from now, but if you will bring it back to my attention, I will shoot a video just specifically on that. I think that would be a good video also. My videos are mainly aimed toward the newer players, and I like it when the experienced players do watch, because they've helped me through this a lot. I got this game when it was first released for PC. That doesn't make me a pro by no means. It actually frustrated me to the point to where I just quit playing it. And when it came out on PS4, I thought, oh great, I said finally they're going to simplify it. Hell no, it's the exact same thing, still just as hard. So I said, you know what, I spent 40-50 bucks on PC, then I spent another 40 bucks here on the PS4. I guess I better learn how to play this thing. And so that's where we are now. I've learned a little bit, and all I'm here for is to actually help ease the pain of a new player. So when you come on and there's a lot of questions and everything, do what I did. I referred to YouTube videos, I watched streams. Arthur here, that's also in the chat, he's doing exactly that. He doesn't have the game yet, but he's watching. And I promise you, whenever he jumps in, once he learns those basic controls of the ship and everything, he's going to be teaching me. I'll put it that way, because he is a smart little dude. Little dude, big dude, I have no idea, but I say smart little dude. I always feel like everybody's smaller than me, but couldn't be the case always. But I will say this, even though Arthur does not play, he knew exactly where that I need to be going on the internet to look about how to learn about the navigation and everything, and he's been one of my biggest helps. Also, there's another streamer, goes by the name Gemini the Great. He helped me out learning the neutron stars. There's another streamer that got me involved in my first streams called JLive2323. It not for the YouTube players, I wouldn't even be playing right now. And this, I have to say, is a awesome looking planet. I have never seen a planet like this. I know I'm going in too steep, so we're going to have to change our angle up a little bit. This planet has green on it. It looks like life. I mean, this is crazy. We'll just hope that that's not toxic or anything, something that's going to cause harm to us, but I really don't think it is. So if you're watching, this is what it is like to land one of these big ships. You want to come in at an angle roughly in between 35 to no more than 45. I don't even recommend 45. I like to stay right around 35 to 40, sometimes 42 maybe. This is a really hilly area right here, so I'll try to. Okay, now we're just gonna be gliding now. Alright, so we're gonna just loop back in. Alright, I always refer to my planets as food. This one looks like orange and green sherbet. Now we're 5 kilometers above the surface level, and we are approaching the surface level now. All I'm doing is just kind of scanning the terrain here a little bit, trying to look for a good flat area. Yeah, this right here looks pretty good to me. Now we're only 1 kilometer above. It's a good time to put the landing gear down, throttle down.
Landing gear deployed.
Now if you look down there at the bottom, you'll see that little circle below my ship. When that circle turns blue, it represents that you found a suitable spot to land the ship. I put the ship in reverse right now. We're actually flying backward because that looks really flat, that area. So we're going to go back to 0 throttle now. And once I get closer toward the ground, that red circle should turn blue. If it doesn't, we'll just have to reposition the ship, but that's no problem. 200 meters from touchdown. Ship is level. 120 meters from touchdown. I find it ironic that when you hear me, this is just a game. I'm not doing an impersonation or anything, but you've heard the astronauts on TV say, you know, 5 meters from touchdown or 5 kilometers, whatever, and then they touch down. Well, that's exactly what we just did. So this is what the planet looks like. So you think it stops here? No, this game is more in depth than any other space game that you will get your hands on currently. I will elaborate now. As you see, we've got SRVs, basically little 4-wheelers with a cannon on them. So what do you do with these? You launch them. I appreciate you subbing, man. I really do. I don't make any money off of this, nor will I ever ask you for any money. Only thing I ask of you is that you be entirely honest. If my stream sucks, tell me it sucks. If it's good, tell me it's good. But you don't even have to do that. I just appreciate having you around. Either one is fine with me. Now, what I'm demonstrating here now, as you can see, there is a radar going circular around my SRV, and you'll see it hitting these little zones. That's not telling me that there's mountain range up above me. It is telling me that it is pinging back a signal that can be collected by my SRV. So what I'm going to do, we're going to fly to one of those, and you will see that it starts to get smaller and smaller as I get closer. And as you can see, the rocks are real. Alright. That is a mesodorite, I guess, is a space term for that. I would rather prefer paleontology and dig up dinosaurs, but we're digging up rocks. Now, how do we dig this rock up? Because it's too big to fit inside here, right? So, let's help it fit. Alright, now we can fit it. It's chromium, and if you don't feel like looking at each individual one, you can do it this way too. Sulfur, phosphorus, chromium, and nickel. That is what's falling. Set our handbrake, open up our cargo scoop. Now we just go scoop some of this stuff up. That's how easy it's done. Now if you're in a ship and you're up in space and you shoot somebody and you blow them up and they have materials or cargo, it's not this easy. You have to maintain a certain speed, you have to have your cargo bay open, line everything up perfectly, and it goes up inside your ship. More often than not, you will destroy it until you learn what you're doing. Now, there's more signals out this way. very hard to express how much detail this game has in a single broadcast, just because the game is that big. But you can do everything. I mean, we're on a planet right now, and we're just riding around. We don't know where we're going. We don't know what we're going to see, what we're going to find. It would be awesome if I went across this hill and there was like a wrecked spaceship or something other, and that has been found by other players up on other planets. That's how you use the metal detector on the ship. Well, I call it a metal detector because it's what it looks like to me. We'll call it to be more correct, I suppose, a material detector. Ran right up on top of it, didn't even notice I was that close. Looks like this planet has almost all the same stuff. These are very common things. I'm not even going to bother gathering them. What is needed for that? Oh, nice. I have plenty of what I need to refuel this thing. Well, we got gas now, so. I noticed when I first got in it said I had 23% fuel. So I'm gonna just board back onto my ship and end this broadcast, and I thank you for watching. I may be back later tonight, may be doing another one of those late broadcasts, don't know. If not, then I will be back tomorrow. Good possibility between 3 and 4 p.m. For Arthur and his time zone, that would be 5 p.m. If you wish for me to keep up with your time zone, you have to tell me what the current time is, and I'll compare that with my time, and then that'll give me a good idea of what time to tell you to be watching. That's what my ship looks like down on the ground. It gives you a little bit of an idea of how big that monster is. There is so much about this game that I wished I could show you, but there's no space stations around to show you. When you get up the credits to buy a ship that big and you go to fly the ship out of the space station, that's when you realize how big your ship truly is. So we board it back up on the side of the ship. Ship's ready for lunch, but as said before, we will be ending right here. I appreciate all of you who tuned in. This is nowhere near the end of these broadcasts. There will be several more coming because we still have a long way to go. And until next time, my friends, this is Commander Psycho signing out.